action. Hey, it's Shorty Brown here on the red carpet. Woohoo! We are at the New York International Independent Film and Video Festival, but in Los Angeles, and we've got Alfred Gregg here. He's the director of this amazing documentary we're about to see, Manifest Hope, DC. Now, Alfred, or Al?
Al's fine.
Al, what are we going to see in this documentary?
Okay, Manifest Hope DC was the culminating event started by Shepard Fairey, who's the Obama Hope artist who did that famous iconic image of Barack Obama, and Yossi Sergent, who was responsible for the marketing of that image. So they kind of teamed up and they started this movement called Manifest Hope, where they got together just lots of talented artists who were into doing political work, and the theme was around hope. This is a little bit before the election, so the theme was, hope as defined by Barack Obama along the things of universal health care, green technology, and the environment. So they basically started this whole entire movement. Obviously, the hope piece is the centerpiece, but I was fortunate enough to be there in D.C., and they gave me unprecedented access, and I was able to, just document the whole thing. This art movement they started, starting in here in L.A., all the way to D.C., culminating with Barack Obama's historic inauguration.
I mean, it's huge, a huge opportunity for the artists. I mean, it definitely has put them on the planet, because this poster and the artwork is everywhere. I mean, did they know that it was going to fly like this?
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, I didn't know Shepard Fairey, the artist, until about a year and a half ago. But anybody who's a creative person in LA, you're familiar with his work, because we both kind of come from like the underground hip hop scene in LA, and he used to be a graffiti artist. And so he kind of, started this whole kind of tagging movement with these stickers after he was doing graffiti called Obey and Giant. So it went from graffiti to stickers to stencils. And his work is very politically charged. He makes use of a lot of, I guess you could say, like socialist propaganda, but he puts a nice spin on it. Yeah. He did some very famous posters, basically against the Iraq War and the Bush administration. And so I was basically a fan of Shepard Fairey. I didn't know I'd actually get a chance to work with him. So he's always kind of been on the underground. Maybe the last 2 or 3 years, like mainstream is starting to catch on to him, but obviously this propels him out of the water. Now, like, he's a household name, and not to mention the controversy around it, but I back Shepard 100%. He's got a great vision, and I was just lucky enough to be a fly on the wall and document it.
Yeah, I mean, how did you get the opportunity to document it?
Yeah, Shepard is partners with a guy named Yossi Sergent, and Yossi happens to be a friend of mine. We both kind of, just familiar with the kind of like underground hip-hop art scene. He does a lot of art shows. He's an activist, and it just so happens that lately he started getting into doing publicity, and he linked up with Shepard, because he was always like a fan of Barack Obama, and he was like, look, Shepard, if I can get an okay from the White House, this is before anybody even knew who Barack Obama was, on the commercial stage. But 2 years ago, he was like, look, I have an in at the White House. If I can get permission for you to do this Barack Obama piece, will you do it? And it just so happened, they got permission, and the next thing you know, this whole image went viral, not just on the internet, but, it was propagated in a very underground manner, on the streets. This is called like stencil art and sniping. Whenever you, drive by and you see these type of posters on a brick wall, those are artists out there putting them, with the wheat paste and, kind of underground at night. And it started off in hip hop, that kind of like artwork has its roots in graffiti. And next thing you know, I mean, this image became iconic, and that's what everybody associates with Obama. I mean, I think it helped make him president.
All right, well, hey, I mean, he is the man now. Have you met the Mr. President?
No, I'd like to one day, but at this point in time, I'm just kind of, happy just being, like a political activist. And I got to say this one thing, everybody, who was a part of this whole Manifest Hope movement, we were advocates of Barack Obama and his policies, but at the same time, what's great about the focus being on an image and not on one person, because people are human beings. A person's always going to let you down. Barack Obama's not a perfect person. Yeah. But this image is iconic, and it's everlasting. It's like that visual is imprinted on your brain, and it represents a particular point in time, as you'll see in the film, where like the whole nation was kind of glued together in the spirit of hope.
It really did. I mean, it really came together. It was very, very powerful in our day and age to like be part of this. So it was awesome. Does this documentary actually bring you out from the underground and into the commercial world?
I guess slightly. You know, I've been a filmmaker for a while. I went to film school at USC back in the day and came up directing music videos and short films, but this is my first foray into documentary filmmaking, and it was an eye-opener because I'm used to when you shoot a narrative, you get to control the elements, you get to control the camera, you get to control the lighting, but I just went to DC with the camera and thinking I'd get a couple of interviews, and next thing I know, they gave me access to everything. I had no idea I was going to shoot a film, so, you know, the one condition they said was, you know, no tripods because it would be obtrusive, you know, while this whole event's going on, and no lights. So I didn't get to, you know, plant down, and I didn't get to use lights. You use existing lighting, and you deal with the existing stage lighting and people walking in and out and audio in the background, but in the truest sense, it's the truest documentary, you know what I mean? It's the truest form of filmmaking, you know, when you're literally right there.
Sounds like the New York International Independent Film and Video Festival, all about independent and doing it independently as best as you can.
Exactly.
Well, you know, I mean, we're excited to have you here. Have you enjoyed your experience here at the festival?
I've enjoyed my experience at the festival. It's been a great experience. Stuart's been great. You've been great. Nicole's been looking out. And it's the New York International Independent Film Festival is a great.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity.
And the projectionist, he does a great job.
Exactly. It's been a great opportunity to give young filmmakers like myself a chance, you know, and a platform for their work to be seen.
And this is the first time you're going to see it on the big screen then, huh?
Exactly.
Well, welcome. We're honoured. We're honoured. I mean, take a look at this great artwork. I mean, you've seen it everywhere. And hey, let's hope for positivity and beautifulness. And make sure, you know, we do it right, Obama. You have it, have it too. Everybody, enjoy. Keep an eye out for this. Manifest Hope, DC.